Hello again, I'm Giuseppe De Rosa from the Rome Pizza and Pasta School here at Alfa Forni. We've reached the final episode, the one where we have some fun. All right, we've seen how to make the doughs, we've seen how to make certain types of doughs, we've talked about the different kinds of flour, blah, 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 blah. Yes, but when do we eat? Now we're going to prepare some toppings, and we'll try to understand what goes into them, especially the thinking behind them, to create something interesting, okay? What I would like to share with you today is a series of important concepts. One of these concepts is very modern, which is the innovative use of emulsions in various applications. Blended sauces, okay? Another concept within emulsions is understanding when the emulsion should be cooked and when they should be used raw. Then we'll make a pizza. Let's call it an aperitivo pizza, something that's outside the box of a standard meal. So not for lunch, not for dinner, but yes, with a spritz or a cocktail that you like. And we might finish with a dessert. So we're sticking with the pizza theme, but the first thing we're going to do is talk about emulsions. There are two that we're going to prepare together now. The first is the emulsion that will allow us to create a carbonara pizza. And the second, which happens to be my favorite, is the induja pizza. Now, this is all to say that when you play with emulsions, you create a whole series of fun and diverse variables that completely change the pizza, even when starting from the same common base, which can be a white base or a red base, as in the case of the induja. Another important difference is that the carbonara, unlike the one with induja, has an emulsion that should be, let's say, enjoyed raw, but it's not actually raw, and we'll see why. Whereas the induja pizza with the induja emulsion will be cooked directly with that same emulsion. But let's get to the point. Let's first try to understand what we need to make this beautiful carbonara pizza. Let's start by saying right away that there's one ingredient that you never use. This isn't pasta carbonara, it's pizza carbonara. We need a binder, a stabilizer, and an emulsifier, so we're going to use cream. So before the carbonara purists start going blah, 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 this is not pasta carbonara. We have to take into account a series of different variables, a whole range of factors that simply don't exist when we're working with pasta. Which is exactly why, as you can see, I've already prepared a mix right here in this bowl that's more or less approximately 60-40. So to be specific, that's 60% egg yolks and 40% cream, just to make it absolutely clear. Gentlemen, please exercise caution. This is pasteurized. The egg absolutely must be pasteurized or cooked in a bain-marie. But the point is, we absolutely do not use raw egg yolk. Generally, even if we have the hen outside the house, perhaps in the backyard, it's still better than buying it at the supermarket. So we have this first mix of ingredients. Then we have some cubes of delicious, flavorful guanciale, which I have already carefully cut up. The cheese, parmesan and pecorino as you prefer. I like to add both, and some freshly ground pepper. Now we're going to put this in the oven, obviously with a very low flame because we expect to get 2 pieces out. On one side, the same emulsion that is rendered from the guanciale, which we will gently incorporate into our yolk. And then the crispy guanciale that will go on the pizza once the pizza has come out. Let's go in. Let's put it in. Let's raise the heat slightly. Clearly, this is a pan that can go in the oven. Please do not put pans with plastic handles in the oven. This is the fundamental tool. We all have it, an immersion blender. In short, I'm an old man, a mini pimer. I don't even know if the name mini pimer exists anymore. What do we need? First, let's begin by carefully adding some freshly ground black pepper to our dish, making sure to distribute it evenly for the best possible flavor. Next, let's proceed to add a generous amount of finely grated Parmesan cheese, as well as some delicious Pecorino Romano cheese, both of which will contribute a rich, savory, and complex taste to the overall dish. Now, mind you, this is just one idea, but you can easily draw some conclusions from this approach, depending on your own preferences and experiences in the kitchen. The various ones, right? Various classics to make you a grisha, make you a pizza. Alla Matesiana, why not? After all, it's really the concept that counts, especially when we have the tomato available. However, it's always better to go ahead and cook it anyway, just to be sure. And we do it as we will do with the anduja. This here is the very first thing we need to do. In the meantime, we can also go and cut our anduja for the next step, so we don't waste any of our available time. Taking these small preparatory steps helps us stay organized and efficient in the kitchen, making sure everything is ready when we need it. And if you have to make pizza with anduja, guys, it really has to be serious. It absolutely has to be spicy. It really needs a bit of it, and we definitely won't go lightly with it at all. So we start putting in our cute little carafe here, this beautiful anduja. It's also good. God, I love it. Then in this case, a tomato passata will do the trick for us. I'm not using the tomato I used earlier because this one has a very different texture that pairs very well with the anduja. They're daterni tomatoes, a daterni puree. Cherry tomatoes would also be divine, you know. We're just going with these two ingredients, something extremely simple. And not just a little bit either. When this one is ready, now let's go check on the guanciale and see how it's doing. Let's say we're there. Meanwhile, let's turn up the flame a bit here. And we'll put this back in the oven. That will now become crispy. Here we are. Second emulsion. Meanwhile, that delicious one with the anduja, I must say, I even tasted it. It's spectacular. We put it inside this squeeze bottle. And here we are. We've added, because some fell in, let's say, a few pieces of guanciale, the rendered fat from cooking the guanciale itself, the pecorino, the parmesan, the pepper, a little more of that, and of course the egg yolk and cream. And let's blend it. We're all set here. Let's open this other squeeze bottle. And our second emulsion is ready. So now we have an emulsion that needs to be cooked, very spicy but delicious, and one that doesn't need to go in the oven. What do we need for our carbonara pizza? It's emulsion, which is the creamy mixture that forms when the ingredients are combined, and of course, crispy guanciale, that delicious Italian cured pork cheek, whose rendered fat is right in here, infusing everything with flavor. So 1, 2, and obviously a base. We could decide if we're more inspired to make it completely white, meaning without any tomato or red sauce, focusing only on the richness of the cheese, eggs, and guanciale, or with mozzarella, which is honestly what I'll do. And in this case, instead, straight onto the pizza in a certain generous amount, with mozzarella as well. If you want, you could also think about creating some flavor contrast for the anduja when it comes out. But honestly, even just like this, I guarantee you it's amazing. Let's move on, let's stretch out a pizza and see where this takes us, okay? All right. Anduja. Voila, let's go with some fior di latte. And if you like, a pinch of pepper and pecorino to finish. Let's get it on the peel now. Let's carefully adjust it. In we go. That will be about 2 minutes, just approximately, for the cooking time. Come on, I'd say we can take it out. Then our Anduja pizza, accompanied by a brief dissertation from the chef. I know, you're technically not supposed to add guanciale, but honestly, it's good, guys. It's really good. It just works. It works really well, too. Not too much, though, just a small drizzle of oil on top. And what more could you want? This is insane, I guarantee it. Let's switch. We're going to lower the temperature a bit, because this time we want to cook at around 390 degrees. How do we put it in? Basic, just white. This one is all about the toppings after it comes out. A little pepper. And of course, cheese. Cheese like there's really, truly just no tomorrow. A mix of Parmesan and Pecorino. We're at approximately 390 degrees. Because let's remember, this is a dough with 80% hydration. This means we're expecting at least 2.5 minutes for the cooking time. I'm taking it out, and I'll place it right down. And now it's time to enjoy, guys. You need a lot of it, otherwise there's no point. Delightfully crispy guanciale like it's raining. We're absolutely not holding back here, not one bit. We'll use it all up. And our carbonara pizza is ready to be enjoyed. The aperitivo pizza, the usual technique. By now you're better at it than I am. We make our crust. We press down, releasing the central gases. I turn it again, and there you have it. An aperitivo pizza, so we're simply going to put some delicious creamy mozzarella cheese underneath and then add the cheese I could absolutely die for, the wonderfully rich and flavorful gorgonzola. This combination creates a perfect balance of textures and tastes, making every bite truly unforgettable. The oven will make sure that the two delicious flavors blend together perfectly, ensuring a wonderful result. Well, so we're creating this very important contrast that will form the perfect ensemble when we add the ingredients at the end after it's cooked. Let's get it on our peel. We carefully and nicely stretch the pizza dough out, making sure it's even. We make sure our cooking topping is spread out everywhere, and if needed, like in this case, we add a little more. And in we go. We're at a high temperature, we have a live flame, so we naturally expect to cook this pizza in a couple of minutes at most. And now the magic has to happen. So let's grab our ingredients. The first thing, a nice bed of arugula. On which we'll immediately add a little bit of oil just to get things started. A pinch of salt because the arugula needs to be seasoned. And then we'll take some balsamic glaze, some berries. Here we have some beautiful blackberries. I'll eat one. Good. This is for having a delicious slice, savoring the taste, and sharing it with your friends. It is about enjoying the moment together, laughing, and making memories as you all enjoy each bite. That definitely makes for a more exciting start to a meal. Because of course, if you start like this, it means you have a truly excellent oven, one that bakes evenly and reliably every time. We've started off with a real bang, showing just how well things can go when you have the right equipment, and we'll finish with an even bigger one, making the end result even more impressive and memorable than the beginning. Now for the balsamic glaze. All around the table. And now for the very last and final pizza in our selection. Let's take a look. We have 2 dough balls, each weighing 250 grams. These are 2 separate 250 gram dough balls. Nutella, fresh ricotta, powdered sugar, sweet glazes, strawberry and salted caramel. What are we going to make? A beautiful sweet bacciata. It's the kind of thing where after one slice, you're happy on one hand and feeling heavy on the other. But when you're with friends, it's worth it. So, a simple stretch. We're not making a Neapolitan or a Roman-style pizza here. We're making a dessert, but this is something the kids, man, they're gonna love it. They'll go crazy for it. So, without stretching it too much, without wasting time, same size, and it goes into cooked plain with nothing on it. Just a drizzle of oil to make sure that later when we open it up, we won't have any issues. There we go. Now you can press it down as much as you want, and you might even try to flatten it with your hands, but no matter how hard you try, it'll always puff right back up again. That's just the way it is. Simple, simple, simple. Without going overboard, a drizzle of oil which just serves as a non-stick surface. We don't want the olive oil flavor. And we'll put it in at 350, 360 degrees. No fuss. You go in and release it gently. We close it. We'll lower the flame just a bit more because we really don't want it to get any flare-ups. Now we'll wait for about 2.5 minutes. I think it should be ready, or maybe 3 minutes. We'll see. Let's give it a turn. There it is. Look how beautifully it's opened up. We're almost there. We'll move it away from the flame. We want to cook it a little longer. We'll lower the flame to the minimum. We'll leave it for another 30 seconds and then take it out. Because the challenge with the bacciata is that it has to cook in the middle. So the color is good. Yes, check. It's opened up. We checked with the peel. Check. But we need to give it time to dry out. Especially, it's cooked, but we need to dry out the center part. This one, we'll definitely put it on the rack first so it can steam off, folks. The first thing to do is open up our treasure chest. We have the 2 sides of our future dessert pizza. Now these 100 grams of ricotta, we're going to mix them with an equal amount of chocolate spread. And now let's go ahead and start mixing everything together thoroughly. I'd say we're just about there, looking really good. Let's bring it a bit closer so we can see better. We don't need the rack anymore since it has already released all of the steam that it was holding. Let's set the rack aside for now, as it's no longer necessary for the next steps. We'll drop this ricotta cream on. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and gently, slowly spread the pleasure. Should we add a little more? I think so. We'll put it over here. There we go. And we cover it. And now, first we'll carefully cut it and then we'll finish it. There we go. Now let's slowly and gently bring them together. First, let's go ahead and get the sieve. With an immoderate and generous amount of powdered sugar. And we'll finish it all off with a delicious touch of salted caramel at the end. On one side. Strawberry. On the other. And our light yet delicious dessert is ready to be enjoyed. Yeah, that's the stuff. Come on and have a taste. Why not try a little and see if you like it?